OK, we return now to the New Year's honours list, and among the many Londoners receiving royal recognition for their achievements are two old rockers and a dance teacher. You've probably heard of Status Quo, who've been honoured for their contribution to music and charity over 40 years. But Angelina Alessandra's inspirational work with children with learning disabilities has received less of a fanfare until now. Here's Robin Ross.
They started out as young rebels, but today they officially became part of the establishment. After rocking all over the world for more than 40 years, Status Quo rockers Francis Rossi and Rick Parfitt become OBEs. It's a far cry from their humble beginnings in Forest Hill and Woking.
I thought when Quo had got to 40 years, I thought, well, maybe we'd get something then. But when we didn't, I thought, well, our kind of rock and roll CV had caught up with us, you know, the headlines of over the years and stuff. And I thought we're just not going to get it, you know, or anything. And so I was highly surprised, but pleasantly so. I'm really thrilled.
Other Londoners honoured are Cyrus Todawala, owner of Whitechapel's award-winning Cafe Spice. He's now an OBE. The River Cafe's Rose Gray and Ruth Rogers, seen here with Michelle Obama, have been appointed MBEs, and Vic Akers, the manager of Arsenal ladies team, has been awarded an OBE. This year he helped bring home the Women's FA Cup. Dance is for everyone. That's what Angelina Alessandra believes. She runs a dance school in Hammersmith for young people with learning difficulties. Today, she was honoured for all her hard work.
My hope is that young people go out more confident, their shoulders are back. They have this, what we call this heads-up confidence to face what can be a very difficult world, and we find they're hopefully accepted wherever they go more easily.
Her dance company have performed all over the world, changing attitudes. Emma and Barry have even auditioned for this year's Britain's Got Talent.
Don't forget the kiss.
But Angelina says her biggest honour is watching these young people dance. Robin Ross, London Tonight.
Congratulations, one and all. Now, the G20 riots, the snow that stopped buses and swine flu. It's not been the jolliest of years for the capital. Probably a good thing then that it's very nearly over. But before we say goodbye to 2009, we thought we'd take a look at what history will make of it. So here is Glenn Goodman with his month-by-month review.
2009 wasn't exactly a vintage year for London. The capital was humbled by recession, but Boris refused to let it spoil the New Year fun.
Believe it or not, folks, there were some gloomadon poppers who said we had to cancel the fireworks display this year. Mr. Mayor, they said, we can't afford a fireworks display in a recession. And I said, phooey.
While the recession jabbed away at us, the snow delivered the knockout blow back in February, bringing London to a virtual standstill.
All of the buses weren't running, most of the tubes weren't running, most of the roads were impassable, and yet we've known that this snow was coming for days. It's a shockingly poor performance, surely.
The difficulty you've really got is you can put down all the grits you want, but then if you've got snowfall of a scale not seen for more than 2 decades, it's very difficult to be sure that those roads are going to be safe you know, a couple of hours later.
April saw the G20 Global Economic Summit come to London. Inevitably, it was overshadowed by protests. But this time it was the police, not the protesters, who bore most of the criticism for alleged heavy-handedness. Just as London was recovering from that crisis, the capital came down with the swine flu. Dozens of people died, but thankfully the expected pandemic never quite materialised. Also in April, girls at the Elizabeth Garrett Anderson School in Islington couldn't believe their eyes when Michelle Obama turned up at morning assembly. Black cab driver John Warboys was jailed for drugging and sexually assaulting female passengers. And in April, the full extent of the atrocities suffered by baby P became clear, as his mother, her boyfriend and his older brother were jailed. In May, there was some welcome cheer for London football fans, but only those who support Chelsea. Roman's team beat Everton 2-1 to win the FA Cup. But by June, we were all sobbing into our cornflakes once again, as we woke up to face a 48-hour tube strike, which made it all but impossible for many Londoners to get into work. And then, at the end of the month, Michael Jackson died. His planned concerts at the O2 were to be amongst the biggest, most oversubscribed tours of all time. At the beginning of July, 6 people died in a tower block fire in Camberwell. In Trafalgar Square, the controversial fourth plinth finally played host to an attraction that everybody liked, but that was because practically everyone got to take part for 1 hour each. In August, hundreds of West Ham and Millwall fans clashed, starting with a pitch invasion at Upton Park and ending with a confrontation with riot police. In October, Greenpeace protesters managed to scale the Houses of Parliament, just the latest in a string of breaches of Parliament security. Boris played the unlikely hero in November when he managed to save a damsel in distress and chase away some would-be muggers in Camden. Honour killings were back in the headlines earlier this month when Mehmet Gorin was found guilty of the murder of his 15-year-old daughter Tulay. At London Tonight, there was one final piece of sad news this year, as Alistair Stewart bid us farewell after almost 2 decades at the helm. Colleagues in front of camera and those behind it scuttled into the studio to smile and wave awkwardly as the maestro took his final bow. And so ends 2009. Let's hope 2010 brings a tad more good cheer. Glenn Goodman, London Tonight.
Right, it is time now to see just how cold the start of 2010 is going to be. So let us go back down to the Thames, where Chrissy has already bagged the best spot for tonight's fireworks. And I see you're wrapped up very warm, Miss Reedy.
Oh, I certainly am. I've got thermals on, tights, you name it. A word of advice, if you are going to be heading out in the next few hours to take part in the New Year celebrations, it really will be worth wrapping up warm. People are already starting to gather on the embankment. Probably in about 4 hours, they will be absolutely freezing. Otherwise, it's not going to be too bad, so let's get the full picture. OK then, at the moment it is dry, clear skies as well. Perhaps there might be a little bit of rain, light and patchy rain over the next few hours, but I think on the whole, generally, it will be dry. Once we get towards midnight, again, mostly dry and clear, but towards the early hours, there will be some snow that's going to be coming into the extreme southeast of London and into parts of Kent. As I mentioned, if you're coming out, wrap up warm, it really will be bitterly cold. We're talking dipping temperatures, frosty tonight, maybe even a little bit icy on the roads. Now, come tomorrow morning, again, a very, very cold start to the day. Similar story for much of the afternoon, but it will be dry and some glorious, glorious sunshine to start the new year as well. Beyond that, it is remaining fairly settled. We're sort of stuck between low pressure and high pressure at the moment, so largely dry, plenty of sunshine. There might be the odd wintry shower, and as I say, it is remaining very cold. Daytime temperatures probably only getting up to around 4 or 5 degrees, and nighttime well below freezing. Wherever you are, have a good new year.
London weekday weather.
And that is it from the London team for this evening and the year and indeed the decade. On behalf of everyone here, a very happy new year to you. Goodbye.